Hello, and welcome to another episode on the Reloaded server. We are at the Guardian base, and we have fully drained it. This took an inordinate amount of time. It took so long. I think I've actually missed the time when I was uploading a video, simply because I was just draining this thing, and actually helping Stars a bit with a few other things. But never mind, we've got this thing drained, well, at least on the outside, because in the inside, if we have a look, without falling to our death, we've actually sealed this thing up because we still need to drain the inside. Now, I have gone for the fully drained one because I do want to do a fair bit more inside this space. And now that I'm looking at it, it's actually a very, very big area. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to fill this thing with, but I'm pretty sure that I will be able to fill it with more than I can actually use. So let's see what we can do with it, and I'll need to do a bit of research to be able to figure out what kind of farm is going to work in here. So, and Stars also gave me a Heart of the Sea and some Nautilus shells, which was very kind of them, so thank you very much, Stars. While I've been trying to figure out what design to use for this Guardian farm, and I nearly have figured it out, I actually did a bit of off-camera mining. I know it sounds very cliche, but I have done quite a bit of mining in the nether, because I'm going to need a lot of quartz. And I also got myself a lot of ancient debris. Turns out there's a lot of tunnels, or one wide tunnel, so just a block there, here, and such. I just went boom, bam, 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 bam with my pickaxe and found 39 different bits of quartz. Or at least had, 7 or so earlier. I think it was 7. Let's see, 7 there, and that means I found 32 debris just by randomly mining. And I went in to find quartz, mind you, so that was a pretty good day out, or couple of days in the mines, actually. So, very good there. Now, what I think I should do is probably actually go in here and start taking out the rest of the water in there, because it'll be a lot easier to deconstruct this entire thing once I've got the entire temple down. So, that's probably on the agenda for or at least part way through this episode. And after a few more days of effort, which I probably should have time-lapsed, I have now completely demolished the temple, and I have actually started marking out a little bit of area. So that little square, it should be the exact middle of where the Guardian Temple was. It's at least the exact center of the circle, which should be the exact center of the temple as well. So I've been doing a little bit of research, and I think I'm going to go with a slightly modified version of an Iskall version of the Guardian farm. That is going to have some massive, essentially, tanks of water over here, which will pull into this little section over here, and then there is going to have an automatic killing section. So instead of me coming through and attacking the Guardians with my sword, which is going to be quite it's not going to be very helpful when I am trying to AFK here, which I'm not going to be doing for very long. I need it to be able to kill it automatically. So I have done a little bit of a test, and we're going to quickly hop over to our test world, where I have knocked up this very, very quick section over here. So I've just got a little Guardian spawning thing. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to use this on the server, but if we just put a huge lot of Guardian spawn eggs over here and let it go through, I'm planning to put lava here and signs there to prevent the lava from flowing. But what it does do is allow the Guardians to jump up into the lava, which they do for some reason. And I'm just going to let that run for a number of minutes, and see if that works. But I have actually let that run for probably around 64 to 128 Guardians, and so far every single one of them has died. So we are going to have this kind of model up here. From there, we're going to have probably drop chutes like so. And then, so the water will flow in like here, and the tanks will be on just over here with bubble columns to bring the Guardians up, flow them into here, down into the thing, and killed by the lava. So that is going to take quite a while, and hopefully this time I am actually going to time-lapse it. It is going to take, for me at least, several days worth of effort, so that's why this video has been quite late, because it's been a mountain of progress over the last little while, and I've just had quite a few other things to take care of. So, without much further ado, let's start marking out our places on the where we're going to be doing all the things in the server. After a little bit of work, I've got myself the basic layout of the structure itself. So I've got the tank in the middle there, or the killing chamber in the middle there, with the 2 feeding chambers here, and then the 2 longer paths on either side, and then each chamber is going to be built there. So that is sort of how it's going to go. I think it needs to be just a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of a frame around it and start building that up. But I am going to need a lot of glass and a lot of, what do we call it? Cyan stained glass this time, I think, because I think the cyan works quite well with the water. At least it disguises it a little bit more. So we're going to have a fair bit of time of me actually. Well, I think I'm gonna have to go and get some more coal from my house actually, and start smelting this up because I don't have any coal left, or I don't have much coal anyway, which is going to be just a little bit annoying if I'm trying to smelt everything. So that is just a little bit annoying. Okay, just a little bit of a progress update for now. I have started putting in the tanks. I haven't actually put in the glass because that is still smelting away happily in that little super smelter just over there, or small super smelter over there, I guess. I could be bothered building a bigger one, I guess, but that is going to do me for now. And I don't really have a lot of coal. I've had to go to the nether to get a whole lot of lava. But anyway, now that I've built up this the correct height, this needs to be up to 59. The water can only go up to there. So then I need to put signs all the way across here, and in that one as well, which I think is 544 signs. It's something like 8 by 16 twice, and then 2 in here. So that's, what, 17 times 2? Yeah, it's a lot of math, basically. But in essence, I think I need 544 signs to go in between these two. So that is going to be a lot of work as well, especially since I need to go place and get rid of everything. Then I need to figure out how the water's going to go. You might as well know, I don't know, I've got flying. The end opened up while I have been recording this episode, so I was able to buy a elytra off someone, and so thank you very much to that person. But anyway, as we come up here, as we land, if I can land, there we go. If I can land on this, then there needs to be a water stream from here into here, coming down, so it's actually going to extend down past this one, I think, possibly, and then into here. So it's a little bit more work here to be done, and it is actually going to be using, actually no, it's using to, I'm not sure if I've done this correctly now that I think about it. I need to do a little bit more planning. Let's see, so it's the water would start, we're going to have a block here, then the water would go from here down all the way down to here, I think. Then we need we're going to need a water chute that goes down twice to here and to there. So that's why I haven't built, I'm not starting from here and going back up. I'm going to start from here and go down to there. So that hopefully works. I really do hope I've got this correct. Might need to go back to the video I was watching just to make sure. But hopefully by the next clip and progress update, we should have at least a system working properly for us to be able to start putting in everything else. It took me quite a number of days working around everything else I've got to do as well, but I have finally got the drop chutes and everything working. So all the water comes down through here and on this bit as well, down to here, and then a single chute down into the middle where you will see I've already placed lava. So when I do start putting the water in, it should, if any guardians do start spawning in here, which hopefully they won't, they will start going into here. Now I do at some point need to cover this entire thing, otherwise the guardians will start jumping out, and that's not something I can afford. So I think I'm going to be working on that overall. But I am starting to think about what I want to do for the rest of this base, and I think it should be time. I think I might put this off till another episode and start working on what this is going to look like. Now I think I will go with the same or similar design to what I did a couple of seasons ago in my Bedrock series, and have a, where's my sea lanterns, there we go. I have a reasonably similar repeating pattern. This is going to go on the ground obviously, but we're going to have something like this with the, I did that wrong, but we're going to have the prismarine bricks on the outside, and the prismarine on the inside there. And this is just going to go all around in the circle, and then it's also going to go into the middle, circle around that, and I think I'm going to do some storage for things over here as well. So I'm going to shift this back up, and then the hopper will go into a sorting system, and then I can from there create a better system. So for the first time, I think I'm going to try and do a bit of a time lapse here, and hopefully this is going to work out quite well. Took a little bit longer than I thought it would, mainly because, as you probably saw from the time lapse, that I had to keep going back and forth, and actually redid a couple of these sections to make it all align. But it is all good. Well, not exactly all good, because I do have a little bit more I want to add. I do want to add a quartz slab thing going all the way around, as well as into here. And I also did the walkway in between, up to here and going all the way around. So the idea here at the moment is, do I have enough space actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be pretty sketchy close up to here. But the idea is that I'm going to do some storage on either side of this thing for the Guardian drops. So that has worked out quite well. Now I just need to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the episode. Well, after a very time-consuming bit of effort, I have finally filled all these things up. It was actually pretty simple in the end. Just went in, put a bucket at the top, then put bone or a piece of kelp all the way at the bottom across this side, and then across the long side. And I actually had to go and fill all the bits at the end, but we can see that Guardians are slowly filling up. If we just take a bit of a retreat back to here. In fact, why don't we go all the way up to the top? Because that will be out of range of everything. Because I think you need to be 32 blocks away. But yes, we can see Guardians are slowly filling up the chambers and going up into there. And that is a fully functional Guardian farm. So I think that is a very, very good effort for today's episode, because we have, well, drained this entire thing, demolished this entire thing, and put in a fully functional Guardian farm. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.